Hello, my name is Nicholas Kringle, and today I want to talk about training up a team and servant leadership. Let's get going. Intentionality is the number one thing to kind of start off with a team. If you're training up a team, you need to be intentional with how you're training people. The importance of being intentional is that you're doing stuff on purpose so that you move in a direction you want to go. Without intentionality, you kind of just flow with the wind. This week's this, next week it's something else. This also provides you a way to give people a reason for why we're doing something. We're doing this to reach X goal. And so that just really helps, which actually leads us to our second point, which is having a clear vision. A clear vision is needed. It's not always has to be spelled out 100%. The closer it is, the better it is to, and easier it is to tell people and encourage people and build support for it. But sometimes to find out a vision, just to get going initially, is to see what is your church doing. What is your group or ministry that you're working with? What are they already working on that we can improve on? And getting people intentionally doing spots much better. Another important part is prayer in this, because we want to be doing what God is calling us to do. We don't want to just be doing what we feel like we should be doing per se. We want to make sure that it is in alignment with what God is calling us. And so you do that through prayer and reading the scriptures, having that relationship with God. The next thing is, like, if you have a clear vision or even parts of a vision, you can at least start building support for it by talking to people, let them know, hey, we're doing this for this reason to get to this point. And that just really helps motivate people and get people involved in whatever you're doing. The next thing is having clear expectations. When you go into something, you like to know what you have to do, where your boundaries are, what tasks are you supposed to complete. These are huge things that are very important for any ministry or any team to get ironed out at the beginning, so that way there's a lot less hurt, there's a lot less confusion on what's going on. It's also another way of helping to keep each other accountable, because you're like, hey, you're supposed to be doing this, and if everybody knows that so and so is supposed to be doing this, then it's a way to help encourage them, like, hey, do you need help with this? It's just a lot easier if people know what is expected of them, and again, for accountability reasons, as well as just for people's own satisfaction as far as knowing what they've done and what they're expected to do. Next thing is encouragement. Encouragement is one of those things that I feel often gets overlooked because it's kind of so simple, and so we're like, it's not that big of a deal. But it's like the simple thing of just telling somebody, hey, good job, gives you such a massive return on investment versus, if you don't say anything, people can kind of get discouraged. Whereas like a simple like high five, or hey, you're doing great, even like a gift card, or just a card saying, hey, we're thinking of you, you're doing a great job. Just the return on investment for that is so much more cost effective than not saying anything at all. It's like people's spirits get uplifted, and that, again, in turn, the happier people are, the happier everybody else is going to be around. Next thing is, why is service important? And ultimately, service is important because that's what Jesus did, and we're called to copy him. In Mark 1:17, Jesus said to them, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. At this time, you're in history, whenever you called someone to be your disciple, they would follow you around everywhere and copy what you were doing to become like you. Next part is John 13:14, when Jesus said, if I then, the Lord the teacher, wash your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. John 13:14. Again, Jesus isn't telling people to, per se, wash each other's feet. He's talking about service, how we should be willing to be servants to each other because we care for each other, because we want what's best for each other. Which leads us kind of into the next point, whereas service blesses others. Acts 20:35. In everything I show you that be working hard in this manner, you must help the weak and remember the words of the Lord Jesus, as he himself said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. We all have done this, where you give somebody a gift, and it's in some ways more joyous to you giving them the gift than when you get a gift, especially if it's a heartfelt gift. You get something that somebody's really going to love or going to bless them. It's just warms you I feel almost more than it does them even. And then the last part is show others that you care. Being a servant to others shows them that you care about what they're going through. You're helping them out. You're in the muck with them. And that's what Jesus did. He was in the muck with people. And I just want to encourage everyone to continue to be out there in the muck with people, show people you care, and again, be genuine. And until we meet again.